Hello, this is Greg of Glove Games. I just want to show off this project, which is essentially a map for a horror game which I'm going to drop. I would probably have a child or a cat or something come out of the left hedge and just cross the path into the right hedge. Not as a jump scare, but just as something that's a bit intriguing or mysterious. That's a school bus there, which we would come back to. In this room there would be a bed, but also a mattress on the floor, and there would be a note, and the note would be like a poem, and it would say something like, push me to the fences, push me to the leaves, push me to the leaves, push me to the fences. And you would come out here, and this swing could be pushed one of two ways. So you would push it to the leaves, push it to the fences, and just do that pattern, and then a key would fall out. And then you would backtrack a little bit. You would use the key to get onto that school bus. Inside the school bus would be a child's lunchbox, and inside the lunchbox you would get a lighter, and then you would come back here. Backtracking is helpful to extend how long the player will spend in a relatively small map. These kind of bars as fences give the map kind of an uneasy prison-like feel. Same with the empty doghouse. In this garage, whatever, you would find a little shovel, or like a children's spade for digging in sand. That balcony bit, you would come back to that a bit later by jumping out a window. But okay, you would come to this children's sand pit and use the shovel on it, and it would reveal a hatch, and then we'll skip to the next scene. And you would drop down a ladder down here, and it'll take you into these claustrophobic, isolated tunnels. This is supposed to be a video camera and a bed and some children's clothes here. And you would click on them and it would say, some children's clothes smells like they're smoked in kerosene. And then you would use the lighter on them, they would burn, and a key would drop out. When you turned back around, that camera would be gone. And there would be a door here. Of course, the implication is, why does the child have a lighter in their lunchbox? And clearly, not so subtle, there's some dodgy shit going on in this person's basement. Frankly, I feel it's not very subtle, it's too heavy-handed, and I would probably scrap some of this to make it a bit more subtle. But you'd use the key on this door, and then there would be a light that came from behind you, and you would turn around, and there'd be a dude kind of holding a camera, obscuring his face, and he'd be coming at you, and all like scary music would play. You'd have to run through these tunnels. Just your standard amnesia chase sequence. If it sounds like I'm not that excited about the project, that's one of the reasons that I'm dropping it, is because a lot of it is very cliche, rehashed tropes, and I think that's a mistake. that a lot of horror developers do. But a lot of those games are fun to watch on YouTube, like the playthroughs, because they're executed so poorly. Oh, here you would escape. They're executed so poorly that they have kind of a Sam Raimi, over the top, not sure whether to scream or burst out laughing type thing. But since this game's playing it completely straight, not only is it fairly uninteresting, I feel like it would just be fairly boring. So you come out here, you'd block that hatch entrance with like a box, and you'd hear the dude smashing, like banging on it, and you'd come through here. It's a dining room with only 2 chairs, because it's just the child and the adult. You'd see that this stairway had been hastily blocked with some chairs and tables. I felt that the emptiness required for this sort of atmosphere and this textureless art style, I felt like for the amount of effort I would have to put in to complete the game, it kind of works in the design's favour. So you come to this treehouse and you would climb up this ladder, which I would make a bit more obvious. And that would take you up here. Obviously that's not the real transition, I hadn't coded that, so that's just skipping the scene. The implication is that this is clearly not safe for children. They're not really being looked after properly, kind of left to their own devices. And you come over this tree branch up onto this roof, which is kind of the kids' safe space. The idea was that you move through an environment, and a lot of it is just left to your imagination. And that's where you would drop down into the attic, which would put you down into the top floor of the house, where you would get another key or something, and then you would come out a window on top of that porch and drop back down, and you would be able to leave this, and this would be the first map of many. Another thing which I was thinking about adding in this attic was a children's pillow fort, like a fort made of pillows, with a chalkboard next to it, which asks for a password, and you would solve a puzzle to write the password onto the chalkboard. If you try to enter the pillow fort without the password written down, it would just be a standard pillow fort, nothing in it. But if you had the password, when you went in, it would be massive, like going into the TARDIS. It would just be like as if you're entering the child's imagination. But anyway, I'm most likely dropping this project. I feel it uses just way too many tired tropes. I'm not sure where the design is going. The art style is a bit dull, and it's just not going to be, very unlikely going to be commercially successful. Another thing is, when I released Still Not Dead, a lot of people were saying, I'm really surprised this game isn't shit. It looked like it was going to be crap. And that's because there was a lot of shit horror pixel games on Steam, which had no effort put into them. And frankly, this feels like it's going to be the same thing. There's tons of walk-in simulator horror games out there which are not very good. And this is going to give the same impression, I feel like, so no one's going to want to pay money for this. Although a lot of those games do have good value, entertainment value to me, because like I said, they're so over the top that they become quite interesting and funny in a way that commercial games usually aren't. I may run with that in the future, I'm not sure. I'm still debating what my next game is going to be, now that Still Not Dead is complete out there. But anyway, you can follow me on Twitter, @GloveGames, and you can buy my game Still Not Dead on Steam. Thanks for watching this video. I'm not sure how entertaining it was, but it's kind of just to chronicle an early entry into map design and stuff. So anyway, cheers, see you later.